Yes, sir. It's your boy, Say Less, and I'm back with another gem to drop on y'all, man. If you are new to my channel, welcome. This is the channel where I talk about growth in every way possible. So hopefully you hit that subscribe button and join the family. To my returning gods and goddesses, you know the vibe. I'm back with another gem. I'm back with another gem to drop on y'all, man. We're gonna dive a little deep, man. It's gonna get a little personal. It's time to take some self-accountability. It's time to look yourself in the mirror and do some shadow work. Do some shadow work. Do some mirror gazing. Know thyself. Pause this video and get you a notepad and write some of these down. So your shadow is your unconscious or disowned side of your personality, of our personality. Because we all got a shadow side. We all got a soul side. I like to call it the soul side though. Another definition for your shadow is any part of yourself that you don't see, that you don't know, that you don't acknowledge, and that you don't accept. I like this one a little bit more because this one has infinite potential. So you build your shadow from your childhood repressions, trauma, anything that happened early on in your life. That's how you build your shadow. So for me, I'm gonna bring myself into this because that's the best way I can help y'all. So for me, my biggest shadow work came from when I was younger. I used to always be a cry baby. I was the biggest crybaby. Simple. If you ask any one of my sister, brothers, or cousins, they gonna tell you Les was the biggest crybaby when he was a kid, and that's facts. I remember as a kid, I would always get called crybaby. Why you always crying? Stop crying. Stop crying so much. You cry about everything. You so sensitive. Dang, you always in your feelings. And that began to me repressing my emotions, closing my heart chakra, closing, and like not telling anybody anything. And that's really, right now in my life, that's really my biggest, not even my biggest downfall, but one of the biggest things, because I don't communicate enough. But this comes from childhood repression of me being told I was a crybaby. And to be honest, like I remember crying a lot as a kid, but my whole teenage years, I remember it was so hard for me to cry. Like, it was so hard for me to cry. I remember last year telling Jenica, like, I just want to cry. Like, I just want to cry. Like, I just want to be able to cry. But I moved past for it because I've done shadow work, and I'm now able to feel my emotions more stronger, harder, and I can cry. You know, I cry more often now, and it's okay to cry. A lot of people are not strong enough in their emotions that they want to feel their emotions, and I want to feel all of mine. The shadow also forms when your parents project on you, project their whatever, project their beliefs on you, project their insecurities on you, whether if your parent was a narcissist and you never got enough attention, whatever it is. That's how the shadow is built. It's built from your childhood. Literally, there's like all type of ways for the shadow to form, from lust, greed, fears, addictions, insecurities, distractions, things you don't know about yourself, your health. You're not taking care of yourself. You're not eating right. Healing from whatever you've been through, the trauma, and learning and taking steps of growing and influencing yourself. So I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about those things that I just named. It all comes back to knowing yourself. You have to know yourself. You have to stay true to yourself. You have to know who you are. You have to know who is inside of this body vessel that I am. So it comes down, let's start with lust. Like, what are your lusts? What makes you lust about women, about men, about whatever it is, whatever your lust is? What triggers you? You have to be the observer. You have to be conscious. You have to be aware. Like, this triggers me, so I can't, I can't be around this too much. I can't be, you have to know what is the lust, greed. What do you, get over greedy about? What are you not comfortable with sharing with other people? Why are you so greedy when it comes to money, when it comes to your food? You don't want to share your food. You don't want to share, these, whatever it is. Fears is the biggest and the worst shadow work ever, because fears are everywhere. What is your biggest fears? Write down all your fears. Write them all down. Write down all your fears. Write them down. Figure out what it is that you fear, and tell yourself fear is just false evidence appearing real. The only difference between you and your higher power, your source, your God, your creator, is that you have fear. Your God does not have fears. Your source does not have fears. You have fears, and you have to face those fears head on. Addictions. You have to know what it is that you are addicted to. What it is that you constantly, like your habits. You have to know what your habit is, what you are addicted to, that you do every day. Whether it's procrastination, whether it's oversleeping, whether it's playing a game all day, whether it's smoking, drinking, drugs, any type of, what are your addictions? Are you addicted to bettering yourself? Insecurities. What are you insecure about? Are you insecure about the way you speak? Are you insecure about the way people portray you? You have to ask yourself these questions. Nobody knows the answer to these questions but you. You have to ask yourself, why am I so insecure? What makes me feel insecure? And when you have to know when you are feeling insecure. Like, dang, I feel off right now. Why do I feel like I'm being judged? And you gotta switch from that situation. Get out of that situation. Whatever makes you feel insecure about yourself. Whether it's your looks, whether it's being judged, because I know as human beings we hate being judged, but we love judging other people. But when people judge us, it's a whole different story. So you have to work on your insecurities. Figure out what it is that you are insecure about. Distractions. What are you distracted by? Is it your phone? What is distracting you from taking the next step in your life? What is distracting you from being the best version of yourself? What is distracting you from reaching your biggest goals? What is distracting you? What is it? Write it down. Write it down right now. Your health, the most important thing. You have one body, one life. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you eating healthy? Are you showering daily? Are you brushing your teeth? Are you making sure your eye is fine? Are you taking care of your hair? Are you working out? Are you getting exercise? Are you making sure your heart is fine? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you washing your hands? What about your health? What is your health goal? Healing. Are you healing from your past? Are you healing from what happened 2 years ago? What happened a week ago? What happened 5 years ago? Are you healing yourself? Are you taking the necessary steps to move forward from the past and move forward with the different types of relationships that may have hurt you? Do you understand events that led to whatever it is that hurt you? Have you healed from this situation? Have you forgave that person? Have you moved past it? Have you let it go truly? Learning and influence. Are you learning? What are you learning? What are you learning about yourself? And don't know too. This is like, put these in the same. The things you don't know. Don't know. The things you don't know about yourself. What are you learning about yourself that you don't know? What are you learning that you don't know in the world? What are you learning every day that you don't know? What is influencing you to learn more? You have to go within your soul. Get some shadow work so you can find that fire, that eagerness to learn, to want to know more about yourself, to want to influence more people and help more people so that they can be their untapped potential self. They can be their true authentic self all the time. You have to want to know more about yourself and want to know what helps you, what gets you going, what keeps you going, what makes you tick, and just know more about yourself. And you have to want to learn more about yourself. The goal of shadow work is to know yourself more and more each day, every day, so that you can love yourself more. 5 tips are, my first tip is self-acceptance. You must accept who you are today. You must accept yourself today so you can take steps to move forward for tomorrow. Accept who you are. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I accept myself. That leads me to my second, this should have been first, but number 2, mirror gaze. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself what you need to hear, what you want to hear, what you need to hear. Whatever, tell yourself everything that you are, that you will be, that you are becoming. Tip number 3 is observe without judgment. Observe other people without judgment. Observe yourself without judgment. Observe your emotions without judgment. For example, I'm feeling a little jealous. He got a nice car. He getting the ladies. So I must check myself. I don't need to be mad at this man. I need to check myself because I am feeling some type of way because he has success. Well, he might not even have true success. It may look like that. He may be going through some things that I don't know. So I must check my shadow self, my soul self, and get rid of the jealousy that is making me feel some type of way. Observe your emotions. Introspection. Pay attention to how you feel and what makes you feel some type of way. Tip number 4. Tip number 4 is a childhood review. This is the deepest part. This is getting down and dirty. Childhood review. I got 3 questions. Get you a notebook, write these down. Ask yourself these 3 questions. My first question for your childhood review is, was I accepted as a kid? Were you accepted as a kid? Ask yourself this. Number 2 of the childhood review. What was expected of me as a kid? What was expected of you as a child? 3. The last and final question for my childhood review is, what behaviors and emotions were judged of me by my parents, by my peers, by everybody? What behaviors and emotions were judged by other people of me? What were people judging you of as a kid? My last tip to help you do some shadow work is, are you being the best version of yourself? Are you truly untapping your potential? Is your potential officially being untapped? Are you untapping your potential every day? Are you receiving your gift? Are you retrieving your gifts? Before I get out of here, ask yourself this. If you weren't afraid, what would you do in life? Make a list, write it down, take all the time you need, and review it every day before you go to sleep. Review it when you wake up. If you weren't afraid, what would you do in this lifetime? Ask yourself, how do I get rid of all of my toxic behaviors? Realize what it is and ask yourself what makes your shadow come out. What makes your shadow come out? How do you know when your shadow comes out? You know, when you just get that burst of inspiration, or you just get real angry, like, oh my, bro, I was so mad, I don't even remember. I just blacked out. My shadow took over. My soul took over. Do some soul work, shadow work. Start today, man. Listen, it's a process. It's a journey. It won't be done overnight. It's a day-to-day process, day by day, to see a better day. It's going to be some dark times. It's going to be some great times. It's a roller coaster, but you have to trust the process. Might get real dark, but the goal is to turn the darkness into light. Take some self-accountability and realize that it's you versus you. The only person that's stopping you from untapping your true potential is you. It is you versus you. If you made it to the end, go ahead, comment in the comments and let me know if you are doing any shadow work. Until next time, guys and goddesses, I hope you liked the video. I hope you subscribe, and I hope you turn your post notifications on so you get notified whenever I drop a gem into the universe like this. I'm sending everything y'all need, man. All the shadow work healing that you need to help you become the best version of yourself, man. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope you're doing some shadow work. Peace and love. I will see you on the next video.